Yo, what is going on, you guys? So I really want to make this video like immediately after the game, but like my voice was absolutely gone, and I was a little bit too lit for to try and like comprehend like any like day comprehensible recap of this game. So my voice is finally back, somewhat. And yeah, this game was an absolutely statement win, not only because it's Miami and I guess it's Messi, but it's also because it's Messi and it's Miami. We clear at the top. I think we're 34 points. Or not, what am I talking about? 43 points, and they're at 38. I think that's what it is. In the East. Yeah. 43 to their 38. So crazy with the goal differential of 24. That's nuts. That is absolutely crazy. While Miami's got 10, and there's 10, 4, 4, 1, 6 negatives, and that there just goes down from there. That's crazy. We are in a generational spot in the league with how things have kind of been going for us lately. This is crazy. This is really good. Our form was kind of dipping a little bit, not to my liking, since the break, because we had some. I feel like we have some slumps when we get back from the break, and halfway to the season, like with barely beating Atlanta, barely beating Montreal, losing 1-0 to Orlando, tying to DC, and then losing to Leo. And then these games don't really matter, to be completely honest. Like losing to Leo, that's these games don't really matter at all. But that was a statement win. That was absolute statement. We needed that. That was one of them games that like I feel like defines the season. I think this is where like I really felt it at the game too, where like I think the fans, the players fed off the fans, and the fans fed off the players the way that they were playing. Especially in that first the first half. Really most of the first half. It was just there, bam, 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 bam. So like, I don't know. I think like this is definitely one of them games that's just going to carry on by pretty much for the rest of the season. I think we don't have to worry about the League Cup at all for this season. So we just got to focus about the MLS and win the cup. So win MLS. So I think this is going to be really, really, really good. This was just a really good game for us, in general for us. So, but yeah, really to start off with this game, we started off with some high pressure. We had a lot of pressure against them early on in the game, had a few chances, and really, just to break through. 17th minute, Saad with a very beautiful backdoor pass, and Andy Nahar being the left back or being the right back, playing as a right winger basically, goes in, headers near his post, and makes it 1-0. And the place was rocking. It was great. We had a lot of chances throughout the first half. And sadly, what's it called? Suarez gets a nice ball over the top, and then they win a penalty. I'm not going to complain about it. I think it's obviously he's looking for it. I think he's definitely looking for that pen, but he still gets fouled. And Messi doing Messi things, misses the PK, and immediately after misses the PK, the rebound gets scored, but he was offside, and that took. I was actually nervous, thinking that they weren't going to call it offside. And the referee reviewed it over VAR, and overturned it. And the place was just rocking. The energy kept going. Like we were just, it was just so nice to see that energy going, especially when playing against Miami at home. And sadly, just before half, 3 minutes into stoppage time, Messi doing his Messi things with a very nice low-driven pass out to Segovia. I couldn't see. Segovia. I think he made Nahar slide, and he does a nice turn and finesses it out to the opposite corner, making it 1-1 just before half. It's a little bit of a dagger. Definitely a little bit of a mood killer going into the first half, but I felt like we knew what we had. We knew that we had this team, I think. So we didn't want to just give it to them. So going to the second half, they honestly, it was weird. Like they came out of the tunnel, like they come out to the field like 5 minutes late. Miami did. And I don't know for what, um, whatever, honestly. But only 4 minutes or 24 minutes into the half, um, what's it called? Saad does a beautiful, beautiful turn. We were passing around, beautiful turn and pass inside to Hany Mukhtar, and low driven shots it into the corner and makes it 2-1. Great start to the first half. I love if we're gonna score early in the first half like that. And I knew, I'm like, we need to score again. We need to score again because we cannot give Miami any chance to come back and like tie us or anything. And not long after that, the 56th minute, Surridge gets his goal. Baker Whiting, great determination getting the ball back after trying to pass it inside into the box, and runs it around. And Espinosa just wide open, one time passes it into Surridge, does a little backheel flick, and makes it 2-1 or 3-1. And that's exactly what we needed. I think the game was definitely over right at that point, but we kept going. Miami tried to do some cross. Definitely the best not top 10 play possibly happening. Schwake catches the ball, immediately kicks it out, and kicks it. And some reason their goalie is just miles off his line and misjudges the bounce, and it bounces over his head. And Mukhtar is just wide open for a goal, walks it in, 4-1. Place is absolutely going crazy. Like I said, the atmosphere of that game was absolutely amazing. All the signs, all the banners, everything, the hostility we had that whole entire game was absolutely crazy, and I absolutely loved it. It was great. 4-1. Yeah, Messi had a few chances to actually score. He had one where he kissed both poles. Great job by him. And yeah, it just ended up being 4-1. Was not Miami's night. And yeah, I mean, it was just great. I absolutely, like I said, I absolutely enjoyed every single moment of that game. Yeah, I'm sorry if my voice is absolutely crazy and gone right now. It's like I said, I lost it back at the net game. But yeah, things were pretty even. Obviously the expected goals were expected. Obviously, we shouldn't have that. We shouldn't have had that fourth goal. They should have had at least one more goal. So it being like 3-2 is probably like a best, like a statistically should have been the right score. But football's football. Things happen. But yeah, like I said, we are still on the top of the league. Not only in the East, but the top of the league. Super excited. We do have a game coming up against the New York Red Bulls. So we'll see what they're looking like right now. So they're 25. They got 25 points. So we should be winning this. Obviously no guarantees, but we should be definitely winning this. What has their record been, or what has their past? They lost to Atlanta, somehow beat Orlando. Okay. So somehow beat Orlando. Orlando's been doing pretty good since the break. So that's why I'm saying that's kind of surprising. Lost to Charlotte, lost to Philly. Philly sucks, I think, this year. Yeah, Philly's bad. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm expecting us to be winning this game. Realistically, I expect Nashville to honestly. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win every single game, but like should. I'm talking about should, right? With their games coming up next, I feel like Columbus is gonna be a little bit of a tough game. We get our rival against Cincinnati. That's gonna be a crazy game. And then I think that is at home. Okay, so that's at home, yeah. So that's at a home game. I won't be able to go. Actually, I'm going to this game. I won't be going to the Columbus game. This will be a tough game. I think these two games will be a little bit tough, maybe. Should be beating New York, should be beating Toronto. We'll see what happens against Miami again. Should be beating Chicago, I think, and we should be beating here. Like I said, if we want to be in the top, of the MLS. I think we probably can lose maybe one game and maybe draw maybe like 4, if that, for us to keep on top. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll be here on Wednesday whenever they or around Wednesday when they face against New York Red Bulls. And yeah, see you guys next time. And also, fuck Messi.